Welcome all runners to the event safety and information video for this coming weekend's Jabulani Challenge. Really looking forward to welcoming you all down to Bobbin Head for a great day out on the trails. Before we get started, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional custodians upon whose land we will be meeting and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. The first thing I want to talk about in this video just quickly is the event program. The event program contains all the information you need to know about this weekend's event. You should have all been emailed a copy of the event program. If you haven't received that, have a look under the latest news section of the website and you'll find that there. If you have a question about this coming weekend, chances are it is covered in the event program. The main thing I want to talk about in this video is, unsurprisingly, safety. First and foremost for this event, along all three courses, there are stretches of the event where you will either be running alongside or at some points crossing roads. Those roads are not closed to traffic. They will have traffic travelling along them and the cars have right of way. Therefore, you need to make sure you stop whenever you're crossing a road, check that it's safe to cross like you normally would before running across. There will be marshals and or traffic controllers at those locations and they will be heavily signposted as well for you to gather your attention as you run along, but please pay special attention when crossing the roads or for the stretches where you're running alongside a road during the event. As I said, roads aren't closed, you need to give way to traffic. The course is also quite narrow and technical. Many runners come back commentating how tough the course is after they run, not due to the elevation gain, but due to the technical nature of the trails. So please watch your footing at all times, run at a speed that you're comfortable with, and watch out for all those trip hazards out on course. Especially for you 45-kilometre runners, when you head out towards St Ives, there are a couple of sections that are out and back and quite narrow. So during those sections you could have runners coming in both directions. Please give each other plenty of space. Allow all your fellow runners to enjoy the event by treating them respectfully, giving them plenty of space, as I said, and just watching as you're passing each other on those locations. They are only for short time periods, but watch out in those areas. To help with the congestion out on course, and as I mentioned, the technical nature of the trails means some runners could be a bit slower than others on those more technical sections. There will not be a mass start on Saturday. It will be a trickle start, so we'll start runners in pairs, start runners in twos, and just trickle you through the start line. It'll happen nice and quickly, but that just helps prevent any congestion out on course, allows you to spread out that little bit before hitting those narrower sections of the course. There will be time target signs attached along the start chute to give you some idea of where to line up in that self-seated start for the trickle start. We are in a beautiful location at Bobbin Head and the trails around Ku-ring-gai Chase National Park are stunning. That means there will be other users out on the trails. They have as much right to be there as you do, so please treat those other users with respect. Once again, give them plenty of space, allow them to enjoy the park as much as you are. When we talk about respect for other users as well, there are sections on this course where you will be travelling or running quite close to some local properties. We all think that getting up nice and early on a Saturday morning to go for a trail run is a great idea and a lot of fun, because it is, but some of those residents might more appreciate having a lazy sleep in on a Saturday, and we do not want to disturb that with loud noises, yelling and hollering as we go past. So please keep the noise down as you're passing by any local residencies. The course has been very heavily marked for you. There's lots of pink tape and red on white arrows indicating which way to go, red on white red on white one-way signs indicating which way not to go, along with some other specialist signage alerting you to split points ahead, road crossings ahead, all those sort of things. So please pay attention to that signage. There will also be some pre-runners out on Saturday morning running the course before the first runners to check that course marking and make sure it is all in place, ready to go for you so you won't go off course. A good tip for those of you that run with headphones during the event, and I know there's going to be plenty of you doing that, we ask you to try to limit that to only having it in one ear and keeping the volume down. That means that you are able to easily communicate with other runners around you. So asking someone in front if you can get past on a narrow section. Equally, runners behind you being able to alert you that they would like to come past when that opportunity presents itself. So only having it in the one ear and keeping the volume down. Whenever you're coming up to a road crossing, you'll see those road crossing ahead signs out on course. We ask that you make sure you pause your music, turn your music off while you handle that so you can clearly hear the directions of any traffic controllers and volunteer marshals. One of the important aspects of the event is getting to the event. A lot of you will drive down to Bobbin Head on Saturday morning. That's fine, you can do that. We do ask though that if you are driving down to please carpool as much as possible to reduce the number of cars that come down to Bobbin Head. There is plenty of parking at Bobbin Head, but it will fill up on event day. So carpooling is a great way to reduce the number of cars that come down to the event. When you come down to Bobbin Head in your car, please follow the directions of the traffic controllers that will be directing you to the next available car parking space. Don't just jump in the first spare space you see. We want to make sure we use all the parking areas available. So follow their directions. They'll direct you to the next spot so we can make sure we maximize the car parking that is available. Once Bobbin Head fills up, there is overflow parking available at Apple Tree Bay. Apple Tree Bay is the next little bay around 1 kilometre from the start line, just round the corner. Make sure you don't park in the parking areas that are designated for boat and car and boat parking. Make sure you park in just the car parks themselves. And there'll be a free shuttle bus running from that location back to Bobbin Head. So keep an eye out for that shuttle bus. You can jump on that to save yourself the walk. That'll be running in the morning once Bobbin Head starts to fill up, and then after the event through the afternoon, dropping runners back to their cars at Apple Tree Bay. If you are driving down to Bobbin Head as well, please remember you need to pay the National Parks parking fee. That is not included in your entry unless you have the appropriate parking pass from National Parks. If the gate is open on the way into the park, the ranger will take your payment there. Otherwise, if you arrive before that, make sure you pay at the meters at Bobbin Head. The rangers will be checking to make sure you have that appropriate parking pass. Just another reason to carpool to help lighten the number of cars coming down to Bobbin Head. An even better way of getting to the event is to make use of the shuttle bus. The shuttle buses run from Taramoa train station down to Bobbin Head in the morning, starting from 6 a.m, and then we'll run back up to Taramoa train station once the first runners have finished all throughout the afternoon. That means you don't have to pay the National Parks parking fee, but also means you don't have to stress about finding the park and all those sort of things. Simply catch public transport or drive to Taramoa train station, jump on the shuttle bus, and it'll transport you down, and you can focus on getting ready for your run in comfort. The last thing I want to do before I go today is a big thank you to all our event volunteers who will be out on course on Saturday, giving up their morning to help you enjoy the day. So give them a big thank you and a wave when you see them. They'll be wearing the red volunteer shirts, and they should be out. They will be out in force for you. And also a big thank you to our event sponsors, without whose support the event wouldn't happen. Those sponsors being Tailwind, Tarkin, and Paddy Palin. That's all for me. We look forward to seeing you bright and early on Saturday for the Jabulani Challenge. Thanks very much.